Little Victory Sports Cards here, and I have a reveal for you guys today. I finally got that Disco Prism Band-Aid off my thumb. It's all pretty much healed up, so you don't have to look at that anymore. So I have a fun 12-card SGC grading reveal. Yes, you heard me right, SGC. And I was very, and that's an understatement, very impressed by them. You know I'm a PSA lover, PSA homer, but SGC definitely gained some ground with me. The turnaround time was just absolutely insane, like in the best way. It took them like 2 days to grade my cards, 2 days. And they actually shipped it out that same day the grades popped. So it looks like they received it on 9/25 and they shipped it on 9/27. And I even received that shipment back in just 2 days, all the way from Florida to Oregon. And so that means they pretty much only had my cards in their possession for like 4 days. That's insane crazy to me. And the price was only $15 per card. Any card. This sounds like an infomercial, but that's not me. I'm not associated with SGC in any way. Any card for like 15 bucks. So I think this should make Beckett look embarrassing. Look at what they are charging. Look at what Beckett is charging for like a 10 to 20 day. It's $40 per card. And let's say their 2 to 5 day level, which is pretty much how quick SGC graded this order, and that's $140 a card. So what? That's like $125 more than SGC. That's insane to me. So let's let some grading wars begin. I think that's great for the customer. And this should make PSA step their game up too. I've noticed their turnaround times have been creeping up again to those annoying levels. My furthest along order has been in assembly, like 3 damn weeks. I feel like I could have gone through 3 separate SGC orders in just that amount of assembly time. I was loving and getting used to, it was like a consistent 25 to 30 day turnaround time with PSA. And now I think it feels like double that, probably around 60, 65 days. And turnaround time is important because the market is so volatile. Player performance is so volatile. You need to get those cards back in hand quickly to either sell when the card is hot or sell to cut bait quick before the card completely goes cold. You guys know I'm always objective and honest. So I still need to point out the fact that SGC cards still don't sell as well as PSA. I know some people won't agree with that, but it's true, especially for the non-vintage modern and ultra modern cards. I've been in this business a long time and I check comps all day, and I still see them consistently sell for less than PSA. Grading and selling cards is how I put food on the table, so I need to submit with PSA, but I respect what SGC is doing so much. I want to use them. I want to see them get to that PSA value level. So I was wondering, how do I do my part? How do I help them inch closer to PSA? So here is what I'm going to do. In the past, I really only use SGC and Beckett for my problem cards. And you'll see in this order, I fall victim to that too. And by problem cards, I mean cards that I think PSA will just hammer with a low grade, or cards that didn't meet PSA minimum size, or crackouts, thicker cards, stuff like that. But a company like SGC should not be viewed and used this way anymore. And I won't anymore. Their grades are accurate and consistent. And now I feel like their grading fee is accurately priced, and the turnaround times is obviously off the charts. So here's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to start grading 20% of my cards with them and see how that goes. See how they sell. I'm going to price them in my eBay store equivalent to PSA, not less, equivalent. And I think this is key to helping them gain resale value going forward. So hopefully, you know, they sell pretty well for me, and then I can use them more and more. All right, enough talking. I'm sorry about that. Let's get started with this reveal. All right, here we go. I was pretty neutral about the grades. I think they were pretty accurate. I think there was only one undergrade and one overgrade. So could have been worse, could have been better. I mean, that's just how it is with grading all companies. All right. Here we go. We're actually going to start off with a Derek Jeter 1993 SP iconic card. This card has been through it all, and it's become a money pit for me. It's not that often you're going to get to see what the big three companies would grade this card, because it's a double crack out. At first, it was graded a Beckett 8. You know, the card looked decent to me, so I went ahead and cracked it and wanted to submit and just have it in a PSA holder. I was hoping for like a 7. And it actually received a 5. So I was like, nope, that's not happening. Cracked it out, and I wanted to see what SGC would give it, and they gave it a 6. I think this card is between like a 6 and a 7. You see some white and has a little edge problems. I think this kind of card and the problems it has is better suited for a company like BGS, because they grade more on subgrades. So, you know, say the corners are like a 7.5 and the rest are a little higher, then it would be closer to that 8. So I think this journey for this card may not be over. I think I might grade it with Beckett down the road, but for now, this is fine right now. There you go. That's the first card. Next card up is an Ernie Banks 1969. Picked this up at a card show for like $30, I think, and it looked nice. I was hopeful for a 7, but I think a 6 is accurate. Or actually, it's a 6.5, even better. So I think that's very accurate, because it, you know, it does have a few soft corners, but it's a nice card. Look at the color on that. Look at the surface. See that? The back looks more like a 6.5 than the front. So accurate grade there. Nice looking Ernie Banks. Next up was a card I was just trying to sneak in there, sneak past him, hopefully. I didn't do anything suspicious to the card, obviously, but as you can see, the alignment, the printing alignment's off. Look at that, just a little bit. See that on the RC logo too, on this Jordan Love orange disco. Other than that, the card was gem mint quality, like centered up, everything. But I wasn't quite sure how much they would hammer that. So if I were grading the card, I probably would give it a 7 too. So they saw it, they gave it a 7. Next up, we got a Justin Jefferson green prism. It is a little thin to the left and the right, but the front looked like a mint 9. The back had a little issues right there. Do you see that? And that's why I didn't send it with PSA. I felt maybe SGC would give it a 9, but I think PSA would give it an 8. So you can kind of see it right there. I was unhappy with that. Other than that, the card looked good. So I was correct. They did give it a 9. We got Coach Prime. This one's an accurate grade. He got an 8.5. It's his score, 1989 rookie. As you can see, some white on the corners. I felt that PSA would give this an 8. And I was hoping SGC would give an 8.5 or 9. And they did. Other than that touch of white, it looked pretty good. Centering's a little off, but accurate. Next up, I felt was the Overgrade. It was actually a crack out. It was a Beckett 9, but the case, the slab was cracked. Oh, wow, you get a double here. A double crack out. Like the Jeter. So, like I said, the Beckett grate, the slab was cracked. So I just cracked it out and went ahead and sent it to PSA. But after I cracked it out, the BGS slab, I noticed it had a little surface indent right there. You see that? See if I can pick that up a little better. Yeah, just right there. See that? That's going to bring you down to a PSA 8 all day. And that is what PSA gave it, an 8. But SGC gave it a 9.5, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. This was the one overgrade, but that's okay because there was a big undergrade on this in this order too, so it evened out. Next up, we got a Baker Mayfield. This is his silver prism autograph from 2018 rookie. You know, I never thought I'd say this again, but it's time to start grading his cards again. Not his low end, but the kind of the higher end, his autographs and stuff, because the Bucks are actually playing pretty well. What are they, 3-1? Somewhere around there. So here's the Baker Mayfield. This one was a crack out. You know, this one, I feel like I would grade it a mint 9. PSA gave it an 8. There's just a tiny surface defect on the back, but I don't think it detracts from the overall eye appeal. And the front looks like a 10. SGC graded in between me and PSA. They give it an 8.5. I was hoping for a 9. It just had one little surface mark on the back somewhere, right there, I think. Anyway, they hammered that mark too, same as PSA. Baker Mayfield, that's actually a good looking card. This card I've just always wanted to own. I think I maybe overpaid raw closer to the COVID peak. Maybe I paid like $175. And I saw the damage. A lot of these 1999 playoff contenders have that on the surface, and if you grade it, they're going to get low grades all day, you know, PSA 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever. So I just didn't want to assign a grade. I just wanted authentic, and look at that nice clean autograph, and it looks really good in this slab. So just a cool looking card. Kurt Warner, greatest show on turf. Next up, we have a Terry Bradshaw rookie card. I know, it's hammered. It's hammered. But isn't it a cool looking card? And it's nice seeing him in the slab, no matter what grade, in my opinion. PSA wouldn't grade it. They said it didn't meet minimum size. You know, I measured it a little bit. It was just a tiny bit smaller. So, as you see, went ahead and graded it. I'm happy with that. And I give it a 1.5. I'll take that 0.5 bump from the lowest possible grade. But cool card. All right, next up we got the undergrade. Topps Chrome. NBA Refractor. This is Kobe's rookie year. You know, it has some surface scratches. You can kind of see them right there. That's on the card. But other than that, it is 50-50 centering. You can kind of see a little bit of surface scratches. The back looks pretty good. There's no surface marks on the back. It looks good. I think this is a PSA 8, and I think this is closer to a Beckett 8.5. So I don't know. I think SGC was too low on this one for sure. So there you go. It got a 7. Next up, we got a David Robinson. I don't have the label, but PSA gave this, I remember, they gave this a 6. So this is good to know on this card because I know it's graded a lot and a lot of people own them. It's his rookie card, 1989, but on almost all of these David Robinsons, they have little factory indents. I mean, they are so slight. It's right there, and sometimes over here too. Other than that, the card is perfect. So PSA hammers those little indents, but other companies don't. I mean, They obviously don't go through the card. It's just very, very faint. This card is 50-50, and SGC gave it a 9. So I like seeing in this holder. There you go. I thought I had a chance of grading pretty high. Finally, we have that really tilt cut Moses Malone rookie card from 1975 Topps. PSA wouldn't grade it, probably because of that tilt cut. I think it wasn't even minimum size. They didn't say that. I think it was just a miscut, they said, and they wouldn't grade it. But I want to get it slabbed up. I like this card. And SGC gave it a 4. So it's crazy how much that tilt cut can knock it. Because other than that, it's a nice, clean card. It's probably like a 7 other than that, if it didn't have that tilt cut. Let's see one on the back, too. Okay, but there you go. I should have a PSA reveal if it ever gets out of assembly. That's an interesting one, too. It's got a Kelsey that I'm really excited about. So hopefully you'll see that next week. But I hope you enjoyed this SGC video and my thoughts on SGC. And yeah, I hope you all have a great day.